Okay, I can start, right? My time, right? Okay. Right. Time. Walt Disney once famously said, to succeed, work hard, never give up, but above all, cherish a magnificent possession. This pandemic has disrupted and changed many of our lives. But for you and I, being back here shows we share and cherish an obsession for specialty coffee. And today, we're going to see how these obsessions has led to the development of one of the most amazing coffee. But first, I'll be pulling some shots for our signature drink, which we will serve it later on. Now, you will find on your table that there's an information card. It contains the necessary information that will help us through our tasting experience today. Our obsession begins with quality, and that brings us to the 186th farmer at Ruru Factory, Nyeri, Kenya. Here at 1,800 meters, SL28 and SL34 thrives as a good quality cup and high yielding crop. However, the pandemic has disrupted the lives of many of the farmers. And the reduce in quality and price has caused many of them to give up farming. Sammy, the manager at Ruru Factory, realized this and knew he needed to re-strategize for the future by improving the quality of his coffee to quality fermentation. He began to understand how the existing microorganisms on his SL28 and SL34 play an important role during the metabolic process, breaking down pectinaceous sugar to organic acids. Now, these metabolites that's been produced infuse into our coffee seed during fermentation, enhancing our coffee's flavor and body. However, you can see here that over-fermentation is posing a problem to Sammy due to the excessive bacterial proliferation. So, to overcome that, Sammy devised an amazing workaround by first proliferating bacteria with starter cultures and cascara to help produce two wonderful friends, Lactobacillus and Saccharomyces. Now, when they work together in harmonious balance, they will produce wonderful flavor-active metabolites. Next, he mixed the proliferator culture with our coffee cherry, put it in a sealed container under low temperature with very little oxygen. They monitor the temperature, Brix, and pH to control proliferation rate and thus increase the uniformity between bacteria and yeast, encouraging a better enzymatic reaction. So to simply put it, balance is the key for quality fermentation. Thanks to Sammy, today our coffee has the most complex acidity and elegant body when it reaches its desired pH of 3.8 after an extended fermentation of 168 hours and followed by a slow drying of African bake for 35 days. Now, you must be excited to know how it will taste. So let's begin with your espresso course. Now, Sammy's obsession for quality motivates us to work on our extraction and roasting. Stirring our obsession for flavor and sweetness. The 168 hours of fermentation intensifies the fruit character in our coffee. And today, in your cup, you will experience them has red currants and black grapes. The, stopping the fermentation at pH 3.8 is crucial to prevent the development of undesirable taste. And it helps in our extraction today as I'm dosing 19.2 grams in, 39 grams out, with a 21% extraction at 93 degrees to give you a clean and balanced cup, and also highlight those wonderful flavors that Sammy has worked so hard for. So for your taste experience today, please help me to find a medium, vibrant medium-high acidity with medium-high sweetness and medium bitterness, with the flavors of red currants, black grapes, red cherries. The Tet-Tao is simply amazing. You will find a medium round body with a smooth texture and a gentle, long floral finish. Now, when you receive the espresso, please help me to stir 10 times. I find that the flavors are more pronounced. We enjoy it at a slightly lower temperature. So please enjoy the espressos. Are we ready? Now, when we steam milk, lactose breaks down the sweeter sugar molecules like glucose and galactose, while the fat, casein, and whey protein helps to create a stable foam that gives us that creamy mouthfeel. In our obsession to find the most suitable milk, we experimented with many milks in Melbourne, and then we found one that has a fat content of 4.2 with a protein content of 3.2, the best complement the tactile and sweetness of this canyon. This slow drying helps to create a stable and better moisture control. As the greens arrive at our roastery, helping us in our roasting. This coffee was roasted 13 days ago with a total roasting time of 8 minutes and a development of 18% to increase the sweetness and the tactile. Today, when combined with milk, it will taste simply wonderful. You get a smooth and creamy texture with the flavors of vanilla cream, cookie dough chip, and a jasmine milk tea. Right? Thank you for waiting. Now, to give this a creamy and balanced milk beverage, I've steamed my milk with a 30% aeration to 60 degrees, and I'll be serving you as a 5-ounce milk beverage. Go. You first. Thank you. Please enjoy. Once again, you can help me to look out for beautiful notes of vanilla cream, cookie dough chip, and jasmine milk tea with a smooth and creamy texture. Ladies first, please enjoy, please enjoy. Now, I hope you enjoy our experience so far. For our final signature drink, I draw inspiration from the hard work that has been done at Ruru Factory. The meticulous fermentation inspired me for my first ingredient. You can see over here, this is a pineapple starfruit water kefir, done with 1 part pineapple, 2 parts starfruit, and 3 parts water kefir, fermented for 24 hours below 20 degrees, chilled immediately to prevent the formation of alcohol. Seeing how Sammy worked with existing microorganisms to increase the flavor quality of his coffee inspired me to use these tropical fruits available locally at my place. We're going to add 50 grams of this into our drink today to transform those currant notes that you had in our espresso earlier to new flavors of guava. Next, seeing that Sammy reused cascara inspired me to reuse the fermented fruits and slow dry them on a dehydrator for 12 hours to make this cold brew fruit tea, done with 1 part of the dry fruit, 10 parts of the water, steep for 24 hours. Using 50 grams of this today in our drink will help us to open up just the right amount of flavor clarity that we need. Our third ingredient is a muscat grape sugar maturation, done with 1 part muscat grape and 1 part cane sugar, matured for 24 hours. Adding 10 grams of this into our drink today will help bind all ingredients together and give this drink a bittersweet finish. Lastly, 4 shots of espresso quickly chilled with this hyper chiller to open up more aromatic notes. We will give this a blend to add to it a creamy texture. Now, your signature drink will be a chilled beverage. I want you to assess the aroma first, but don't drink it just yet. On the aroma, you will get flower honey. Then, as you take your first sip, you get a creamy texture, like freshly drafted stout. Then take a second sip, and then you'll find new flavors of guava, sweetness of snow pear, and yellow pomelo finish. Assess the aroma first, please. Now, please help me to celebrate this moment, to be able to be back here in Melbourne once again. So let's lift our glass together and let's cheers together and never forget our obsession for quality coffee. Cheers. Please enjoy time.
Awesome, so welcome back. So we've got the first round competitors up on stage. You'll notice we are missing one, so he's actually competing over at the Brewers today as well, which is pretty
busy,
pretty cool. But
for sure.
so up on stage we've got Santosh representing India, and we have Lihi, Hiwei, apology. Representing Singapore. So awesome to have you guys up on stage.
Oh, welcome. How are you feeling about your competition and your performance?
We are super excited that this is the first time that we are being a part of WBC, and yeah, it's awesome.
And how are you feeling, Hiwei?
Well, I think I'm really privileged to be here on this stage, waiting for so long for Melbourne. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
You each represented your nations very, very well. So we have a few questions for you too, if you don't mind.
So probably how did you get into coffee? What inspired you to get into the industry?
So basically, if I want to talk about coffee, I belongs to a Coffee Nadu where in India it's called a Chikmagalur. I born and bought from Chikmagalur, so that's how slowly I just jumped into the coffee industry, and by seeing a lot of latte arts where the people were making videos and all. So this is how I inspired to be in a coffee. That's awesome,
It is a great community to be a part of. How about yourself? What really inspired you not only to make coffee your career, your profession, but also to be a competitive professional barista?
I think one of the greatest motivation is to be able to push the boundary where coffee can go. And of course, the motivation comes from my own team, the customers that I serve coffee to. And their good words motivates baristas like us to show that that's what we are good at. We can be better.
It's well said.
And obviously, part of your presentation is, like the synergy and what it's about. So what inspires you in coffee?
So, just I wanted to represent India, and where we are growing a lot of coffees, has a lot of flavors in it. So, wanted to explore the sustainability of the farm. As you all know, the COVID, everything going started, and the climate change it's happening, where a lot of coffees are not getting that up to mark. So that's the reason I went with the sustainability, and yeah, that's all about my routine. It says about sustainability, how we can use the product without the chemicals, all the stuff.
And understanding, Hiwei, your background with as an engineer, correct? Did you bring some of this into your coffee presentation and your performance?
I guess it's not on this performance, but it certainly helped me as a profession. Being meticulous, being nitty about the smallest detail, it really helps to make really, really good coffee.
Well said. So in your presentations today, compared to your national competitions where you won your national title, and then coming here to the World Barista Championships, what are some particular things that you've changed since competing at your nationals and showing up here in Melbourne?
I think the first thing is the coffee is different. Yeah, over here we are in the Worlds. I'm using a Kenyan coffee. At the nationals, I was actually using an Ecuadorian coffee, and of course. The concept is the same. It wraps around the story of the producers, who inspires me a lot in my routine, as you can see from my presentation. Yeah, so that motivates me to tell their story, and to showcase their hard work through me.
Yeah, mine routine in NBC was, and what I've done in WBC was totally same one, but in that I have been changed the signature drink. So usually I was just creating by adding a lot of chemicals and all. Then I thought to go with sustainable, and we bought healthy and Vedic ingredients in my signature beverage. So that's the only one thing that have been changed compared to my NBC and the WBC.
Sweet. So comfortable presentation then, you know. But I mean, it was always going to be nerves up on stage, but
Right.
rather you than me.
Yeah, right. Anyone that you wanted to thank that's here with you in Melbourne or back home in your home country?
Well, I just need to thank my team, the Singapore team, just over there. Wonderful, especially my coach, Terence. It's been a great inspiration and help to me. Couldn't done this without you. And my lovely wife, Eve. I think she has butterfly, she has fly off by now, but yeah, she's the main source of my inspiration. She's a great support, my better half. And my great team in Singapore for holding the fort. Friends in Singapore as well who supported me through my routine runs, giving me the advice. And you guys are amazing. I hope I've done you guys proud. Yeah.
I bet they're cheering for you at home, for certain.
Yeah, I have a bunch of names to say. Firstly, I would thank Indian Coffee Board and Indian coffee community, where supporting me a lot in terms of coffee, everything, till here I am. And obviously a Third Wave Coffee and Something Brews. And there are 2-3 special people that I wanted to thank. One is Amulya, who is our roaster, Deepika, and Shivani. So these 3 people are very motivated for me to be over here. And obviously, along with there are many cheerleaders who are along with me. Yeah, that's about it.
It takes a team, right? Well, one more round of applause, please, for our first 3 competitors. Benjamin Put from Canada, Santosh from Third Wave Coffee in India, and He Wei from Ola Coffee Singapore. Well done, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Congrats, guys.
You
Awesome.
can now go
Good
relax
work.
backstage. There you go. Well deserved. So here we have the first round done for today.
First round, yeah, done and dusted.
Absolutely.
So a couple, a bit more info about how the event's actually running and why we're doing it the way we are. So because there are so many competitors this year, we have overlapping performances. So as we don't want to interrupt competitors while they're competing, because that would just be rude, so we'll introduce all 3 at once and then they will compete.
Yeah, and you'll actually see each competitor starting here, Station 1. You can actually view these folks both on the live stream. Their station will correspond to